So the iPhone Fold is finally starting to feel real. Not in the vague Apple might be working on something behind the scenes kind of way, but in a very tangible, people are literally holding dummy units kind of way. And if you've been following Apple rumors for a while, you know that dummy units are usually where things start locking in. Case manufacturers don't just guess dimensions and hope for the best, they need accuracy. Otherwise you end up with a $50 case that doesn't fit and a bunch of angry customers. But before we dive into this, quick favor, if you're into Apple leaks, timelines, and what all this means long term, hit subscribe and tap the hype button. Right, let's talk about what's actually been leaked. So leaker Sonny Dixon shared images of what are claimed to be the first foldable iPhone dummy units, alongside the iPhone 18 Pro models. And while the Pro models look very familiar, the foldable is where things do get interesting, because Apple has gone for a book-style design. Think less flip phone, more tiny iPad that closes shut like a passport. When closed, you're looking at a display somewhere around 5.5 inches, so basically a smaller iPhone experience on the outside. Then when you open it, it expands into a 7.8 inch panel with a 4:3 aspect ratio. And that ratio is important because it means Apple is clearly positioning this as an iPhone that can double as an iPad mini. Not literally replace it because Tim Cook still wants your money for both, but you get the idea. And what's interesting is that this aspect ratio makes it wider and shorter than most Android foldables. So instead of feeling like a stretch phone, it feels more like a compact tablet, which if Apple nails the software could actually be one of the biggest selling points. Now design-wise, there are a few details from the dummy models that do stand out. First, the back doesn't appear to have the typical split design we see on current iPhones. There's no obvious glass window cut out for wireless charging, which does suggest the entire rear panel could be glass, similar to the iPhone Air. The camera module also looks very similar to the Air, so I guess you can imagine this as two Airs squished together. Now we need to talk about pricing because current estimates are putting this somewhere between $2,000 and $2,500. So if you're in the UK, you're probably looking at a number that makes your bank app send a notification asking if everything's okay. And the reason for that isn't just because Apple's greedy, there are actually some genuine challenges behind the scenes that are pushing the cost up. One of the biggest ones right now is the hinge. Apple's apparently still deciding between using liquid metal or a 3D printed titanium alloy, and this decision matters a lot more than it sounds. The hinge is basically the entire identity of a foldable. If it's not durable, if it creaks, if the crease is too visible, people are gonna pick up on that immediately. Liquid metal is particularly interesting because Apple has used it before for smaller components, but never at this scale. The idea is that it could improve durability and reduce the visibility of the crease on the display, which is one of the biggest complaints people have with current foldables right now. You open the phone and there's just a massive line staring back at you like it's judging your life choices. At the same time, 3D printed titanium would align more with what Apple's done recently, especially with the move towards lighter and stronger materials. So whichever option they do choose, it's clearly something they're taking their time with. And that leads us to the second issue, timing. Because if you've been following the reports, they are all over the place. Some sources are saying the iPhone Fold could launch alongside the iPhone 18 Pro in September. Others are suggesting delays into late 2026 or even 2027 in a worst case scenario. Now personally, I lean more towards September being the release date, or at least an announcement in September with a release date in October or November, mainly because Apple is already in the engineering verification phase and we're seeing more leaks from the supply chain. That usually means things are progressing, not falling apart. But at the same time, this is a completely new product category for Apple. It's not like they're updating an iPhone camera or making the bezel slightly thinner again. There are real engineering challenges here, and apparently those challenges are more complex than expected. Some reports mention issues during early test production that are taking longer to resolve, which makes sense. You're dealing with flexible panels, moving parts, durability concerns. This is not your average slab phone anymore. But even with those challenges, Apple seems determined to get this right rather than rushing it out. Which just makes plain sense. Why rush this out? The first impression of a foldable iPhone matters a lot. If they release something half-baked, it's gonna be grilled. Remember the reception for the first Galaxy Fold? Now in terms of specs, this thing is shaping up to be a mixed bag because we're expecting two rear cameras, which is slightly surprising because Apple usually leans into camera performance as a major selling point, and this will be more expensive than the Pros with their triple cameras, but unfortunately compromises have to be made somewhere to fit everything into this design. There's also a front-facing camera on the inner and outer display. Thickness is another big talking point, around 4.5mm when unfolded and roughly 9 to 9.5mm when closed, which is impressively thin for a foldable. And again, very Apple. They love chasing the "how is that even physically possible" reaction. You know the marketing is going to show off how impossibly thin this is. But let's be honest, the biggest question with this device isn't the thickness or the hinge or even the cameras, it's whether people actually want this. Foldables have been around for years now, and while they have improved a lot, they're still relatively niche. Most are perfectly happy buying a regular slab device, so Apple isn't just entering an existing market here, they're trying to redefine it in a way that makes sense to the average user, and I think that's why this iPhone Fold feels different. It's not trying to be flashy for the sake of it, it's trying to merge two devices into one in a way that feels natural. A normal phone when you need it and a small tablet when you want more space. If Apple can nail that transition, both in hardware and software, this suddenly becomes a lot more appealing. Of course, the price will still be a barrier, don't get me wrong. Not everyone is going to be dropping over $2,000 on a first-gen product, and that's okay. Apple knows this. This is more about setting the foundation for future models. The second or third generation is where things usually get more refined, maybe slightly more affordable. Hopefully, if the demand is there, I'm sure Apple would make it more accessible. There's also the question of branding. Some leaks suggest Apple might not even call this the iPhone Folds. Instead, we could see something like iPhone Ultra, which I can see Apple doing because they love the word Ultra. It makes everything sound faster, stronger, and slightly more expensive. But also, it is a bit odd the Ultra phone would have worse cameras than the cheaper Pro. But regardless of the name, this is easily the most interesting iPhone Apple's worked on in over a decade. It's a genuine shift in form factor, not just another iteration with a slightly better chipset and a new color that looks identical to the last one, unless you hold it under direct sunlight at a 37-degree angle. And that's why the next few months are going to be packed with leaks. As production ramps up and more people in the supply chain get access to the device, we're going to be seeing more detailed dummy models, more component leaks, and probably a few contradictory reports just to make things interesting. So if you're someone who's been waiting for Apple to do something genuinely different with the iPhone, this is it. It might not be perfect in its first generation, it might be expensive, and it might even be delayed slightly, but it represents a new direction. And honestly, after years of incremental updates to the same slab formula, that alone is kind of exciting. If you made it this far, you clearly care about Apple rumors as much as I do, so make sure you subscribe and tap the hype button. It helps the channel more than you might realize, and I've got plenty more coverage on the iPhone Folds and everything else Apple has coming up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.